Hey y'all, Matt here from RetroOnly.com. Today we're going to be talking again about the Nintendo Switch. Specifically today I'm going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch games and whether they ever go down in price. If you've recently purchased a Switch or you've been looking into it and you realize that many of the games are still priced very close to when they were released, then this video is for you, as I'll go into when you can expect game prices to be cheaper and also which games you can expect to go down in price and which ones just really won't. Before I hop into that, please be sure to hit that like button and then also subscribe to our channel. It really does help us out a lot and also allows other people all around the world to see these videos and to get their questions answered as well. So let's go ahead and hop into whether Nintendo Switch games go down in price or not. When we're talking about the prices of Switch games going down over time, there's some important things to consider. The first of all is who makes that Nintendo Switch game. For example, these two games I have right here. One is made by Nintendo, Yoshi, one is not. Can you guess which one is going to go down in price after release eventually and which one's going to stay about the same? If you guessed Nintendo, you're right. Nintendo rarely drops the prices on their games, the games that are made by Nintendo. Now, there are a ton of different games for the Switch that are not all made by Nintendo. For example, I have this Aladdin and Lion King Classic one. I have Rayman. On my Switch itself, I have many games that I've downloaded that aren't made by Nintendo. You can find those on sale relatively often. However, actual games made by Nintendo, so Yoshi, Mario, Mario Party, Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros., Zelda, Link, all of those sorts, even Animal Crossing is one of the more recent ones. All of those are still going to command the higher price because Nintendo rarely drops prices on their games. So if you're looking to buy cheap Nintendo games, you really only have a couple of options. One is to go with games that aren't made by Nintendo. So for example, this Lion King, this Rayman, the Lego games that are popular on the Switch, those are considerably cheaper than when they were first released, etc. Those sorts of games. Your other option is to simply go deal hunting. If you're trying to get Nintendo games for cheap, you're not going to find them on places like Amazon or eBay. But you can find them locally often at yard sales, sometimes at thrift stores, sometimes even on local for sale pages, although those are going to be highly competitive and anything that's cheap will be bought up virtually immediately. So you can buy Nintendo Switch games for cheaper, even if they're Nintendo ones, but buying Nintendo Switch games that are from Nintendo, I should say, is much more difficult than buying cheaper Switch games that are made by a third party. So do Nintendo Switch games go down in price? The answer is yes, if they're third party games. However, if you're looking at just the games produced by Nintendo, you want to get Animal Crossing, you want to get the newest Zelda, you want to get Mario Party, Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros., etc., all of those games that everyone loves, you're going to have to do some digging and do some scouring of your local area, of your local for sale pages on Facebook and on Craigslist and all those sorts of things to try and get a deal on those games. You're not going to find deals on Nintendo games except for around holiday times, around their seasonal sales. So let's say Thanksgiving through Christmas, that's when you can sometimes find good deals. That's actually when I bought this Yoshi game. That's also when I bought this Mario game that I have here. Both of those I purchased around Christmas, and they were on sale for, I think it was $35 to $40 instead of the regular $50 to $60. So you can save some money, but still, I paid $35 or $40 for these two Nintendo games, whereas this Aladdin game I think was $14, $15. The Rayman game was right around $10, $12. So the prices are still incredibly high for those Nintendo games that are made just by Nintendo. I know that may not be the answer that you wanted to hear in regards to getting Nintendo Switch games a little bit cheaper. However, finding them locally is your best bet, and it is a possibility. I had a friend who went out yard selling just this past weekend, and they were able to find Super Smash Bros. For the Switch for $5 at a yard sale. So it does happen, but it's rare, and it takes a lot of additional time for you going out and stopping at yard sales or constantly scouring your local pages of things that are for sale, those sorts of things, for you to be able to snag a deal like that. Unfortunately, you just won't be able to get good deals like that on places like eBay or Amazon. Very, very rarely. maybe you might come across a mislisting at one point, but that's again just going to be luck at that point. I hope that this video has been helpful to you. Again, my name is Matt. I'm from RetroOnly.com. Have a great rest of your day.